it's Jack Gately from Jack Gately Real Estate. Let's take a look at the statewide single-family home market in Massachusetts for September. Well, the average price dropped to $652. It had been up at $690 for 2 months in a row and even a little bit north of $700, but this month it is down to $652 for the average single-family home price in Massachusetts statewide. That's for September 2021. The ratio for original price to sales price, which is very, very important, remained the same at 103%. So again, if you started listing your house at $100,000, on average statewide in Massachusetts, you'd get $103,000. Now you got to extrapolate that because, obviously if your average price is $652, yeah, so this is good news for sellers. A little bit off from the 105-ish that we had been at, but still anything north of 100 means that the list price is the opening bid, and buyers need to be aware of that. Statewide, you'll accept an offer within 16 days on average, so that's just a little bit more than 2 weeks. That doesn't mean you're actually going to sell it in 16 days, because on average it takes about 45 days to do the entire cycle from accepted offer to closing. But you'll accept an offer and it will come off the market in about 16 days, which is really good. And we've been hovering in the somewhere between 15 to 20 days. This is pretty much the same number as it's been for the last couple of months. Things are moving very quickly. If you're a buyer, you've got to move quick. You shouldn't even be looking at houses really unless you've already gone to the lender, got all the pre-approval, got all that taken care of. Otherwise, you're just wasted your time. Now, the number of closings is going down, actually. We're now starting to tail off a little bit, just over 5,000 closings statewide for single-family homes. And that's a little bit of concern for sellers, especially when we look at our next chart in a minute when we're going to see that inventory is actually going up statewide. I'm really happy to say that last month our agency contributed to this number quite a bit. We had our best month ever as an agency in the month of September 21. So congratulations to you agents that made that happen. And congratulations to all you clients that either bought or sold through Jack Gately Real Estate. Thank you so much. And let's also take a look at, because I think this is a little bit concerning. You might remember from last month's update that I was a little concerned about some tempering in the market. And I think we're seeing just a little bit of softening in the market. We're not yet at the seasonal downturn. As some of you might know, come Thanksgiving into December and January, real estate kind of slows down a little bit, for sure, February as well. But we're not there yet. But we're already seeing slowing down in sales and more inventory. So that is kind of big picture, not great news for sellers. It's been so good news for sellers in the last year and a half or so that you do need to kind of understand this little minor shift we're seeing. Slight tempering in the market is what I'm looking at. It's not a buyer's market, just it's not as massively an aggressive seller's market as it may have been, say, like 6 months ago. So as of October 1st, there were single-family homes, 5,085 single-family homes statewide available. And that trend, I put that arrow in there for you, that trend is definitely on the way up from our depth of, say, February or March, and that is going up. That obviously is everything's supply and demand, right? Everything is supply and demand. And when you see supply going up, right, that usually means a tempering in prices. But we'll find out, if you have a corresponding swing up with demand, then everything stays equilibrium. I think we're seeing just the beginning of some cooling. Very, very, very beginning of cooling. So, and if you have a house that is kind of like a niche house that's going to be kind of hard to sell, or if you're way up in the price bracket, you might see this sooner rather than later. If you're still selling your basic 3-bedroom house, I don't want to say cookie cutter, so let me just say cookie cutter house, you're right in the heart of the market, $500,000, $600,000 or whatever it happens to be. $700,000. You're going to sell that. You're going to sell that house. You're not going to have a problem. But for some niche properties, I think it's going to be coming harder to market those. That's my hunch. We'll know more as the market continues. I'm Jack Gately from Jack Gately Real Estate. Have a great day.